welcome to Swing and a Miss, Episode 6. Be a few changes to the show as we go forward, but nothing we can announce just yet. That will all be revealed in due time. But today, enjoy the episode, and please continue to send us your questions, comments, and topics. Enjoy. Hey! Put that in the intro. Welcome into Episode 6 of Swing and a Miss. I am Ben.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Nels.
Thank you for those that have been listening to the first 5 episodes. We hope that you enjoy Episode 6. So let's get into it, guys. How are we enjoying baseball?
A lot.
Yeah.
Tigers fan here, enjoying it a lot.
Twins fan checking in, having just cranked off 12 wins straight, also enjoying it.
Phrasing.
Well, the Giants did better this weekend than they did last weekend when they were here in Minnesota. So, as far as recent baseball goes, very good.
Good.
And I would just like to say that although I feel like rivalry weekend is a little bit contrived, I think MLB really did a good job in a couple of different aspects, which is, number one, all of the games were free to stream on MLB TV. So, with the exception of last night's game, the Yankees versus the Mets, which was only broadcast on ESPN, for everything else, you could just log on and start watching that. And I think having a weekend that is built up a little bit like that, you've got something resembling a near-ish rival, and you can build around, but at least it's something that you can give people for free and get them a little bit more excited about baseball if they're not already a subscriber to your product.
Worked out better than opening day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It actually worked. So as we do every episode, let's start with a league check-in. I think I know where Josh wants to go, so I'll start with somebody else. How about we go to Nels first?
Well, I want to give a shout out before you even start to a team to a player that caught my eye this weekend, Mr. Will Benson of the Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Reds.
For Cleveland, and it didn't really work out there. He got traded. He went to Cincinnati a couple years ago. He did okay, and then last year he did not at all. And he was in AAA to start this year, and then he has been on a tear since he got called up. 30 at-bats, 5 home runs, including 2 yesterday, I believe. He drove in all the runs in the win over Cleveland.
4 straight games, right?
Yeah.
With
4
homers.
straight games, 5 home runs, hitting .367, so awesome start for him. Hopefully he's figured it out. He's, 26 years old, so almost 27, so maybe a late bloomer. It happens, I know Elliot Ramos for the Giants, a late bloomer. Torkelson is a late bloomer over there in Tigerland. So
Looking like it. JD Martinez did the same thing
Yeah.
a little while ago.
So
Got cut a couple times, or got cut by the Astros before coming over and making a staple.
So it's fun when, these prospects eventually figure it out, and they're not giving up on completely.
And I can say, knowing a ton of Reds fans, Will Benson is a fan favorite. They love him in Cincinnati, and seeing him excel right now it's really fun to see for the Reds, who had an embarrassing week prior to this weekend, losing a series to the White Sox at home. So it's good to see Will Benson back in the lineup. It's good to see him hitting well. And yeah, I agree with you.
We'll see if the 258 OPS plus sticks all year. But for now, good job, Will Benson.
Another young guy making a big name for himself this week, Mick Abel for the Phillies, went out, got his first start, and absolutely lit it up. 3 hits, 9 Ks in 6 innings or something like that.
Outdueled Skeens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-0 win over Paul Skeens. So shout out Mick Abel getting a good start there. So the young guy's doing some stuff.
Keeping the theme of the young guys up, Drake Baldwin for the Braves. I don't know if you guys have been watching him a lot. He's not an everyday starter. He's splitting time with Sean Murphy behind the plate. Guy's hitting .556 in May. He's got a 1.519 OPS, 3 homers, 8 RBI. Guy is just crushing the ball right now. And again, he's not an everyday starter. He's not going to be rookie season behind Sean Murphy, a veteran, but really fun guy to watch, and he is just hitting the crap out of the ball right now.
Heart goes out to 2023 Manager of the Year, Brandon Hyde. He got let go today, falling on the sword for the absolute horrible start to the Orioles season, which is immensely disappointing, and it's not at all upon him because the whole point of the ultimate teardown, pooling picks, playing young players, and getting to a place where you could win 100 games is then you supplement that with a little bit of spending and you bring in some free agents and you build around that young core that you have and have money to spend, which they did not do, and now they're paying the price, so I'm really sorry for that Orioles fans.
Can we talk really quickly about what happened last weekend with the Rockies manager?
Oh, please.
Please, I don't know if everyone who listens to this keeps up with the Rockies, and why would you? They're garbage. But on Saturday of last week, we were all at the Twins game, watching the Twins and the Giants, and we saw come down a story that said that the Rockies management had given the vote of confidence to their managerial team. And at the time, they were, what, 7 and something?
7 wins.
7 wins, 7 and 28.
The loss
Terrible.
Three.
Terrible.
Well, they're only at 8 wins now, so 7 sounds about right.
Yeah,
A week ago.
because the next day they won and they fired the manager.
And they won by like 9.
I know,
Yeah,
it was
I
like
think it
8
was
to
a
1, 9 to 1,
9 to
something like
nothing
that. We were laughing so hard at that, at the absurdity that the day before, you've given this guy the vote of confidence, and the next day he blows out his opponent. They're like, all right, we've seen enough.
It's a comedy of errors over in Colorado, unfortunately.
Oh, we'll talk about them. I'm sure we'll hit them a few times in this episode,
Well,
but
everybody else does.
yeah.
I feel like I've got the memory of a gnat when it comes to this stuff, but 3 managers being fired this early in the season seems like an outlier. It may not be. I could just be misremembering.
Yeah,
It
I
feels
think it is.
it feels like an outlier, yeah. Pittsburgh, Rockies, and Baltimore, all getting rid of their
To
managers
be
this
fair,
early.
they are all quite terrible.
True.
So
And Baltimore's been such a big disappointment. Like, you could have said, well, we expected it from the Rockies. We kind of expected it from the Pirates. And it's like, give them a little bit more leash. But 15 and 30 for your
Gross.
your Baltimore Orioles, who are supposed to be taking their next step towards competing for a World Series.
I'm pretty sure.
And now they're just trying not to be, worse than the White Sox.
We put them in the playoffs, didn't we?
I think
I think
we
so.
had them as a wild card team.
Yeah.
And this is a
Yeah.
team,
And
again,
they
we
have-
talked about it last episode. This is a team 2 years ago, won over 100 games.
And they have one more win currently than the Chicago White Sox.
You cannot win when your starters have a 6 ERA.
Charlie Morton's got a
Collectively.
13 ERA.
And he might not even be the worst on the staff right
He might not, but that's
Kyle
6.
Gibson got the old heave-ho, too. They cut him.
Is that 6 episodes in a row I've talked about how bad Charlie Morton is?
Yeah, you have a vendetta that is unparalleled.
Brandon Hyde and Kyle Gibson, at least they got to go out to the bar together and commiserate immediately after. Just tip back a few and be like, they did you dirty too? Yeah, they did me dirty
No.
too.
They looked at each other and go, you still getting paid now, too? Hey,
Right,
good
exactly.
stuff. Free vacation.
That's right. Well, on the opposite side of bad, we're not the Rockies, not the Pirates, not the Orioles. Let's talk about the 2 best teams in baseball right now. And it's not even close. We got the hottest team in the Twins, and we got the best overall team right now in the Tigers. And I know that Josh is itching to talk about his Detroit Tigers. However, we need to talk about the Twins really quickly.
Absolutely.
They're the hottest team in baseball. They're still chasing the Tigers. What, they've win 13 in a row?
Yep.
And they're still 5 games back.
Yep.
So not only does that tell you how big of a hole the Twins dug themselves, but it tells you how hot of a start the Tigers have. And I don't think either one needs to be understated.
Well, I was making this point. Even if you give the Twins their winning streak and you start them off as being at 500 rather than 5 games below 500, which is where they started their streak, they're still behind the Tigers.
I think by 2 games.
By 2 games, and that just kind of goes to the point of like
crazy.
how strong the Tigers have started this season, and it's been remarkable to watch between both pitching as well as hitting.
And I give Josh a lot of crap for how much he loves his Tigers, but he should love them because that's the best team in baseball. They're the first team to 30 wins, got the arguably the best pitching in all of baseball, definitely the best pitching in the AL. They're hitting like crazy. Javi Baez has found what Ponce de Leon couldn't find in the Fountain of Youth. And I don't know how to explain some of the pieces of the Tigers right now, but so far, quarter of the way into the season, feels like a team of destiny.
Well, I'll tell you something that Tyler kind of touched on a little bit when talking about how bad Baltimore is. All the young guys, but you've got to supplement with savvy vets. Big credit to Gleyber Torres. Not only has he been ripping the cover off the ball, been a great offensive player, from all of the broadcasts and reading, the journalists in Detroit and stuff, apparently he sat down with Javi Baez, they're good friends, and before the season started went, look, as a guy coming from your opponents, this is what we say every time we know that you're coming up. This is what we're doing every time. And he sat down with him, and Javi listened, he made adjustments, moved out to center field. Who the hell would have thought Javi Baez, and he's playing real good defense in center field, but his move to center field, he's having fun again.
We joked about it in spring training.
Yeah, but he's having fun. He's having a great time. He's making plays out in the field. Doesn't have that pressure of being a middle of the lineup bat. They continue to bat him ninth, and I fully support. I love having a 9-hitter that can get on base and turn over the lineup.
Yep.
I know traditionally you think of the 9 spot as your weakest hitter.
I don't.
I love having a guy that could turn over the lineup, and Javi went from a bomb or strikeout guy to a guy that's hitting 306 right now. And he put together some power in this last week and a half also, but he's turning the lineup over. Guys are getting on base. He's driving them in. Big props to a guy that we gave a lot of crap to in Detroit for a big contract and a lot of disappointment.
Not undeserved.
No, not undeserved, which is why I don't apologize for anything that we said about Javier Baez before. However, when the hate is loud, the love has to be just as loud, and he has turned it around.
He's earning it.
And he's got himself to become a fan favorite again.
He's earning it.
You see something like that happen where someone is able to turn things around, flip a switch. I'm curious how much of that is a technical adjustment between realizing something within your swing, your technique, anything like that, and how much of it might be mental of, hey, this team is winning and I want to be a part of it, so I need to contribute wherever I can, or I'm playing center field, I am not able to be as cerebral as I otherwise would have to be playing shortstop because I haven't played out here very often. I just need to react and let my baseball IQ sort of take over and go a little unconscious with it. And then that just flows through to the hitting where all of a sudden you're not thinking so much anymore. You're just having a good time, playing baseball the best way you know how, and the results are paying off.
Yeah, and like to your point a little bit there too, the broadcast was saying, Javi Baez got hurt and missed the end of last year. What did the Tigers do? They went 31-13 and went on a miracle run to get to the playoffs. Who was not a part of that? Javi Baez. So he got to see all the winning, and he's sitting on the sideline. And I think that makes a mental adjustment where you're like, man, as soon as I'm gone, we're winning. I want to be a part of the winning. I don't want to be a hinder. And
it might also be overstated that he's a World Series champion. Like he knows,
for sure.
He knows what it takes to win. And I think Tyler's making a really good point. He's now in a position where he doesn't have to be, for lack of a better term, the quarterback of the defense.
For sure.
He can just react and play. And I think that's been the best thing for him. As crazy as it sounds, I wouldn't have put him there. No. But they don't pay me to be a manager.
But now we're on the verge of getting Matt Vierling back and Parker Meadows, and I'm sitting here like, where are they going to play? Javi Baez is our center fielder. Parker Meadows is a Gold Glove caliber center fielder, but I kind of don't want to disrupt what Javi's doing. So AJ Hinch is going to have some interesting maneuvering to do here in the coming weeks when we get some guys back for the first time this year.
Who's playing in the other corners?
Riley Green. And the combination of Kerry Carpenter when he's in the field and Zach McKinstry, though McKinstry's now playing third when we sent down Young, and we're having Carpenter and Justin Henry Malloy kind of playing right. But when Vierling comes back, he can play in right, he can play in third. So it's going to be an interesting.
Sure.
The thing AJ Hinch loves is guys that can play everywhere, and you're going to see guys play everywhere on this Tigers.
So you can put Meadows into the outfield someplace, and then you can put Carpenter into DH, and you can have like a really excellent outfield defense.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals, who have gone, I think, 12-4 in May. That might be, I think it flew under the radar because the Twins went on their streak.
Yeah.
But they are playing very, very good ball right now. They're only 2 back of the Cubs. I think a lot of people kind of
They're one of those.
them off.
They're one of those teams, man. They always find a way, don't they?
They do.
Mhm.
Last year may have been an aberration because I think this year, I personally felt they were still kind of in that rebuilding mode.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not the case because they've gone on a tear and they're right in the thick of everything.
Which, again, as a Tigers fan, sucks because we're playing them. We're starting a series right now with them, and they're red hot. And that's a team that I was looking at the schedule. I'm like, all right, we got 3 tough ones in Toronto.
Yep.
Who do we have? Oh, not a break because
Right.
the Cardinals are on
Right.
fire.
Cardinals are turning it on when they need to right now, and another team that is turning it on is the Braves. I know that
Oh, yeah.
you guys have all said that you felt like they were turning a corner weeks ago. I didn't see it personally. Since starting 0-7, they've been 23-15. They're hitting finally. Their pitching has gotten better. Spencer Strider is going to be back in the lineup probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, then Wednesday. Ronnie is just crushing the ball in Gwinnett, and he did it in Florida also. June 1st is the latest that Ronnie's going to be back in this lineup. I can't tell you how surprised I am that after an 0-7 start that we're talking about a team that's over 500 right now with Spencer Strider and Ronnie coming back in.
Now this is Ronnie Belliard we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, I've heard good things about him.
Okay.
I will say, though, as a
Ronnie James Dio.
I wish he would come back. But as a fantasy owner of Ronald Acuna, I am hoping that he comes back strong. Side note, sorry Tyler, as a fantasy owner of Jason Foley, he is out for the season with shoulder surgery.
I am also aware of that.
Yeah, so
Bummer.
you might not be waiting for that call up.
He is no longer on my team, unfortunately, because of that season-ending injury. The only thing the Braves are suffering from right now is the continued success of the Mets and the Phillies.
True.
And so, it's a little bit what the Twins were up against as they kicked off their winning streak, which is you're like, okay, let's go. They won 7 in a row. Let's see what Detroit and Kansas City and Cleveland have done. Oh, they have also won, 6 of their last 7. So we've picked up a single game. So it's a little bit of that going on. You really need to get some of those head-to-head matchups to break your way, or those teams to hit a little bit of a skid to pick up some spices.
Caught a few more games this weekend with Cleveland getting swept by the Reds. So that helped a little bit.
So happy to see that.
Speaking of teams that are also faltering a little bit that I was a little surprised by, the Mariners have had a 6-6 record in their last 12 games. And they're still in first place in the division, correct?
Yes.
And
there's
there's
2.5 games.
Yeah,
for
and they're
Houston,
still playing good baseball.
They just swept San Diego in San Diego.
I know. So it's one of those teams, to me, I see the Mariners and the Reds as very similar. They are so streaky. One is just much more talented than the other, but they go on these 6-6, 5-8, 7-2 runs, and you can't really get a good feel for them. I like the Mariners. I know we picked them to win the division as a show, right? They're a good team, and I'm impressed with them this year. But man, a 6-6 record over the last 12 is a little rough for me.
Staying in that division. One session after we sang them praises
Boo.
to our artists formerly known as the Oakland Athletics.
The A's have fallen off a cliff.
They have. Sad to see.
I still think they can pick it up, though. They've got enough talent, and if they continue that mindset, I think they still could make the playoffs.
Their bullpen is not good
It's not.
at all. They have
It's
decent
not.
starting pitching. They have a good offense, but the bullpen.
Mason Miller and
That's about
fill in
it.
the blank.
And even he's been a little shaky this year.
The Athletics bullpen collectively 5.8 ERA this season.
That's not as bad as I would have expected it to be.
It's third worst in the league.
Yeah.
It's not
pretty bad.
it's not good, but I
It's
thought
how the
it
Giants
was
beat
worse.
them.
I thought it was worse.
There's not much worse than that. So
There's worse.
No,
And we'll talk.
worse.
Hey, well, stop looking at that last team. Stop looking at that last team. Trivia today is all about this year's Rockies.
Oh no.
Last thing on my league check-in, Cubs continue to impress. This team I did not expect to be this good. I don't have anything else to say. They're just that good. Even when they have lulls, they're finding ways to win. Now, granted, they've played really terrible teams lately, and that's fine. You got to beat the teams that you play. But I have been impressed with how they're winning, even when they play poorly.
And they had a very tough schedule to start. They ran
did.
through the entire NL West and held their own. So, now they're playing Miami. So now it starts to soften up a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's true.
I just have 2 words. 3 words, but
Is it hyphenated?
Yes.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
I mean, the dude's just electric.
PCA if you're cool.
PCA.
Paka!
Not a drug.
A little bit of a drug if you watch him play.
True story.
But he's a guy that I liked through his minor league years and everything. And the question was always, would he hit enough to stick? Because he had all the tools, but the hitting was a question. I don't think the hitting's a question anymore.
I don't know that anything's a question with him anymore.
Dude's a bona fide superstar.
I mean, I'm gonna throw a little cold water just because we see this happen quite often.
Why?
Well, he's a delight, and I love watching him play. But we always see it happen where a rookie will come up, they take the league by storm, and then about 3-4 months in, the league starts to identify the holes in their swing, and all of a sudden, PCA is going to see a steady stream of whatever is the pitch that's giving him troubles, and it's going to, it's that game of reaction adjustment, and to see how he's going to be able to work through those cycles to see what it looks like in August and September.
I think you're forgetting the very important thing about Crow Armstrong, though. He dyed blue stars into his hair, which is just
wow.
Cool.
There was a
so he's got the cool factor.
There was a really pregnant pause after died.
He's also not a rookie. He had a full season last year.
Yeah,
it's not full season.
No, he didn't.
What
have
a full season.
He came up in the tail end.
He didn't get a whole
372 at bats.
That's a half a year.
113 games.
That's not a full year of service time. There's no way.
113 games, right?
No. 372 at bats at 113 games? No. Is that right?
Exceeded rookie limits during 2024 season.
We were wrong. I'm glad to have someone else on Wrong Island with me. It's usually just me by myself. I thought he didn't play a whole year last year.
The one team that I'm getting a little cool on, even though we all raised our eyebrows at them appearing as number one in the power rankings, is your Los Angeles Dodgers.
Boo.
They just got swept by the Angels, which is not a good place to be.
At home.
And I had some concerns about their health generally on the pitching front. Not that they had bad pitchers, but just that they had pitchers that were oft injured. We're seeing that manifest itself. They're going to a bullpen, and they're using their bullpen more than anyone else in the league. Normally, when you go to the bullpen, you're going to get a better ERA than you're getting out of your starters. That's true with LA, but it's not been as good as you'd like it to be. They've been very middling of the pack when it comes to pitching. Their offense has been carrying them because their offense is phenomenal. But I'm worried what that team is going to look like as the year goes on and fatigue sets in.
Attrition's going to take over.
Yeah, well, on the pitching side, it already
to.
has.
But it's going to even be more noticeable in middle of July, early August, as they're making their run for that division. That's why I think the Giants are really poised to take that division. I really do believe that.
Please don't say that. I don't like.
You can knock on wood. It's right there next to you.
I don't like that attention.
I'm so sorry. There's wood next to you. We did move from a different room in the basement to another room in the basement. So
now we have wood to knock on.
Now we have wood to knock on.
Have not even played yet, so let's see how that turns out.
When does that happen?
Oh, not till next month.
Oh, really?
They don't even start till June, yeah.
Wow.
I'll make no predictions other than the sense that I get right now is that I am now assured that LA will not be running away with the NL West, and I could see any of the top four teams being in that number one spot when it comes to September 1st.
Rockies could pull a Twins and get themselves to within 15 games.
I'm going to say the Diamondbacks cannot.
I still believe in the Diamondbacks.
If they wear the purple Serpientes jerseys every game from now on, maybe.
If everyone dies, purple stars in their hair.
Yeah.
Another pregnant pause after
Lourdes
dies.
Gurriel, who has purple hair, will teach all the boys how to dye their hair. And man, the winning just starts from there.
I don't buy the Diamondbacks.
The Dodgers do this every year where they have a lull and then they're gonna in like June or July they're gonna win like 35 out of 40 games. They do this every year. I'm not buying it.
Not this year.
Okay. I've fallen into that trap before, so good luck.
I'm just giving you the outsider's perspective. I don't buy the Dodgers this year.
I'm giving you the in the trenches perspective of having to deal with this team for the past 13 years.
To be fair, everyone has to deal with them now because you play everybody.
Not 13 times a year.
Yeah,
No, correct.
Well, as 3 of the 4 of us on this podcast say goodbye to the Dodgers' hopes and dreams, I think we should turn it over to Nels to say goodbye to a slew of big leaguers that all decided to hang up their cleats for good this last couple weeks.
Impressive transition.
It is, yes. We had a handful of some solid big leaguers that retired over the past couple of weeks since our last show. So we'll say goodbye to Mr. Evan Longoria, the probably Rays icon franchise player. I'm sure they're going to retire his number.
Oh, yeah. Game 162 will live on forever.
He's signing that one-day deal to retire officially a Ray.
He was also great on Desperate Housewives.
Yes.
I loved him on that.
He was. He was very attractive.
I also feel like he sort of provided some very needed leadership to like kickstart this Diamondbacks team and sort of like explain the ways of being a pro.
Yeah, he Obi-Wan'd them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is Obi-Wan to Corbin Carroll's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, and he was a solid Giant too for a few number of years. He hit the only home run and a 1-0 win over the Dodgers in the playoffs. So forever Giant. For no other reason than that.
For me personally, I always equated Evan Longoria to like David Wright. They had a very similar way about the way that they carried out their business. They led their teams. They taught a lot of rookies the right way to play the game. They were very confident in how they carried their game and how they played it, but they were never flashy or showy. They just showed up every day and did what was needed to be done. And I respect that.
Yes. Next gentleman who retired is Mr. Matt Carpenter, longtime St. Louis Cardinal and one-time Yankee just menace, I suppose. Another very solid career. 3-time All-Star. He led the league in doubles a couple of times. Led the league in hits, runs one year. So, a very, very solid, dependable player for the Cardinals during a very successful period for them.
No kidding.
And then blacked out and hit 15 home runs in 40 games for the Yankees. Yeah. Stretch there.
Put up a cool 2.4 WAR in 47 games. So we salute you, Matt Carpenter. Enjoy retirement.
Yeah.
Maybe as a carpenter. Who knows?
Maybe.
Live up to your name, sir. Next up, Colton Wong, another longtime Cardinal, decided to hang it up. Just another really kind of solid, dependable player right there in the middle infield.
It's one of those players that you forget about until you remember him. That sounds so stupid.
Yes.
But you know what I mean. You forget how good he was until someone brings him up.
He had some good speed, good power, good glove, just never really put it all together to that star level that he was pegged to be able to as a prospect. And I think those guys that have like high expectations as prospects and then end up being good major league players kind of get forgotten because they don't live up to the expectations, but they still put together a very nice career.
And then you forget about him and someone says Colton Wong and you're like, holy crap, I remember watching him. He was really good.
9 years?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
won a
crazy.
couple gold gloves, so he has a little bit of hardware in his, in his trophy room.
We salute you.
And then finally, Mr. Tony Kemp, who, not the flashiest player, not the superstar player, but a very dependable role player you could plug into the lineup. He played with Houston, with Oakland, most memorably those teams. Was he with them? Yeah, he was with them when they won the World Series in Houston, so he has a ring. So we salute you, Mr. Tony Kemp, a very solid, dependable utility player that you can plug in. A good guy to have on your team.
Another solid career.
Yep.
Yes. So those 4 gentlemen, we salute you into your retirement and best wishes.
Congrats to all of them. I don't believe any of those guys. Maybe Longoria gets a little push, but I don't think any of those guys are going to be future Hall of Famers. However, we do have some news now.
I would just real quick before we hop into that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's another great transition. I'm so sorry to step on it. Longoria, for nostalgic purposes, probably will be a Hall of Famer. He is not, though. I would just want to say that now. He's not a Hall of Famer. I think we can all admit to that.
He's not. I don't see him.
No, Hall of Very Good.
Hall of Good.
He might be on the ballot for a couple of years and then fall off.
I actually just think
he'll get some appreciation.
I get the sense that Longoria is going to be a part of baseball for a very long time.
For sure.
Like either in coaching or in a front office or in... I could even see him being a road scout. He really seems to be a guy who loves the game.
Just wants to be around the game.
Yeah, I think that we could be hearing from Evan Longoria for a really long time. But no, I don't think that even makes the Hall.
And we're back. So Josh brought this up just a minute ago, and I stepped on his transition, and I apologize. But we did have some really big news in the world of baseball last week, and that was the reinstatement of 17 players that are now eligible for the Hall of Fame who received, no more Louis Varland, who received not just lifetime bans, but permanent disbarment from the Hall of Fame. Everyone on this show has opinions on it, and you're not going to like all of them. You may like all of them, but I doubt it. So we're going to give you our opinions on it. And again, we are putting this out there publicly. These are our opinions. You're welcome to disagree with us. If you do, please send us a message. swingandamisspod@gmail.com. Get out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let us know if you agree with Josh, Tyler, Nels, or myself. Or tell us we're idiots. I have no idea what you think. But yeah, well, I got a lot of hate after the last episode about our Wiley Ballard take, so I'm sure we'll get more messages about that. But whoever wants to go first, go ahead and dive right in.
We're looking at you, Josh.
All right.
Dead air is great for podcasts.
That'll be cut in post-prod.
Yeah.
So I'll start us off. I, for one, think as a whole, it is well overdue. I agree with the reasoning in which the commissioner put in his statement, whether it be the true motivation or not, which Ben may talk about in a moment. But the statement says that the lifetime ban that is carried ends when your life ends. And these players have served their suspension of a lifetime ban. Now that they are deceased, they are now reinstated into the realms of the baseball world. I think that's more than fair. I am a big proponent. I actually wrote a college paper on it, of the Baseball Hall of Fame being specifically called the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, and that the Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown is a telling of the story of baseball throughout history. And I don't think that the story of baseball is complete without Shoeless Joe Jackson, without Pete Rose, and for that matter, without the steroid era players. But that's a different discussion for a different day.
My counter argument to that would be, yes, it's a museum, and Shoeless Joe is in the museum, and Barry Bonds is in the museum. And the plaques that are on the wall are actually perhaps the least interesting part of going to Cooperstown and looking at those plaques. The plaques are really more for rewarding a player and providing them with a little bit of hardware and a slap on the back for playing the game at an exceptional level and being a contributor to the game. So I have no doubt that there are people that are in the Hall of Fame right now that had cheated, that had gambled, that had done all these things, and I'm not particularly happy with that. It is what it is, and that's the way that it's going to be. But when we know so much about a player that they were publicly known to have done some of these things, yes, let them be in the museum. You're going to be able to see them. They're not absent from the story of baseball. They just don't have a plaque. And that award is separate from being part of the story of baseball.
I pretty much agree with Tyler on this. It's the difference between, recognizing what you've contributed and celebrating somebody. And I personally don't think Pete Rose should be celebrated. If we concentrate solely on the gambling, just for now, he got caught gambling, betting on baseball, and lied about that for 15 years? Before he finally admitted it?
Longer than that.
Longer than that?
Until he had a book to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was that, 2004, 5, something like that?
Yeah, so he lied about it until, it was kind of the jig was up on that. he never really atoned for it. It was more, as Ben said, a means to an end to admit it more than anything else. It wasn't an atonement. It wasn't, he never really apologized sincerely. He never tried to make things right. And, there's nobody to induct. He's dead. It's over.
Yum Yum's here. She can induct him.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
That sounds
They're still married.
As far as, Shoeless Joe goes, from all accounts, he seems to have not necessarily been part of the throwing of that World Series. I'm fine with him going in. Most of the other guys I'm okay with going in. There was one Giants player who maybe tried to pay off somebody to throw a game, so that's probably not okay. But another guy just drunkenly tried to punch his manager. And you know what? He should go in just for that, honestly. He should be in because of that, not banned. But as far as Pete Rose goes, not even looking at other allegations, which are pretty rough. But even
I'm
gambling alone,
throwing everything at me.
And the fact that he never atoned for it is enough to disqualify him for me.
And before we get to Ben on this topic, I do also want to say I don't feel bad for Pete Rose, despite the fact that my opinion is that he should be in the Hall of Fame. I do not feel bad for him for the fact that he's not.
And for my opinion, like the Black Sox is a different scenario. They let their owner, Charles Comiskey, into the Hall of Fame.
Had a park named after him.
The mafia who coordinated the gambling scheme with the White Sox players was bribing them to the tune of something about $10,000 in modern dollars per player. It wasn't a substantial amount of money. The issue was more that the players were so underpaid relative to the environment that they were participating in. They made a target-rich environment, and Charles Comiskey and owners generally made that environment occur. So there is some fault there. Yes, like you should never do that. You should be of a moral standing to say no to that type of money. However, if we're going to reward owners who are also creating an environment where your players can be bribed with $10,000 to throw a championship series, that's also something where it might be a little bit morally questionable, and maybe Charles Comiskey should not be in the Hall of Fame.
All fair points, all opinions. None of us are right here. I'm going to take a very different approach from the three other gentlemen on this podcast. I have a real problem with the morality clause or the character clause that's clearly written into the requirements to be in the Hall of Fame. Major League Baseball has explicitly written that your character and your morality can go into the decision on whether or not to put you in the Hall of Fame. So let's take that piece, couple it with the fact that Pete Rose, in absentia, did admit to gambling on baseball when he was caught because he agreed to the lifetime ban in exchange for not being prosecuted. They were going to bring him up on racketeering charges. They had him dead to rights. They said, if you sign this lifetime ban, you won't be prosecuted. To me, that's an admission of guilt. It's an admission by omission, but it's still an admission to me. Let's also not disregard the fact that Pete Rose went to prison. Pete Rose went to prison for tax evasion. He was there a small amount of time, 5 months, but still, he went to prison. He's a convicted felon. Let's also not forget the fact that he was accused of statutory rape of a 15-year-old girl in Ohio. Now, his excuse was, I didn't know she wasn't 16, the age of consent, which, by the way, he was in his 30s when this occurred. That's gross, even if you think she's 16. So when you're talking about character, Pete Rose lacked character. Pete Rose was a piece of crap. And I know that I've got Reds fans that I'm friends with. I've got Reds fans in my family that disagree with me, and everybody thinks he served his time. That's fine. You can have that opinion. My opinion is he's a piece of garbage. Now, we made a conscious effort as a show. At the beginning, when we put this together, we said we weren't going to talk politics. We weren't going to talk religion. Can't do it anymore. I hate to say it, but there's a real connection between a meeting that now President Donald Trump had with Commissioner Rob Manfred on April 16th, and the agenda was to discuss the reinstatement of Pete Rose. Now, there are pieces that go into that discussion that I'm sure are conspiratorial in nature. The antitrust aspect of Major League Baseball was probably held over Manfred's head. The potential streaming rights services that they're trying to get to each individual team was probably held over his head. And what do you know? May 13th, Pete Rose is reinstated. After how many years? Not only that, there were how many other players that were released back into reinstatement at that point? And Josh, you brought this up that you served your time when you're dead. When did Shoeless Joe die?
Long time ago.
Probably in the 30s.
Which is why I said at the beginning, well overdue.
Exactly. So you can't tell me with a straight face that Pete Rose dies in September of last year. Trump has a meeting with Manfred in April of this year. May he's reinstated, and you couple it with all these other players and say, ha, coincidence. You've had almost 100 years to put Shoeless Joe back into the Hall of Fame. This is a crock of crap. I'm going to get hate for this, and that's fine. I'm the one saying it. Come at me, not everybody else on this podcast. I have a real problem with politicians getting involved in aspects of their life that aren't their arena. In aspects of life that aren't their arena, excuse me. I don't need Trump in baseball. I don't. And Pete Dreyer of the American Prospect summed it up, in my feelings, pretty accurately. He says, Rose's reinstatement, along with Jackson's, does not guarantee that the Hall of Fame committee that votes on players from the pre-1990 era will elect them to the Cooperstown Shrine. But it opens the door. They will be eligible for induction in 2027. Don't be surprised if Trump actively lobbies the Hall of Fame's 16-member committee to support Rose's installment. And if they fail to do Trump's bidding, he'll accuse the Hall of Fame of voter fraud. Donnie, listen here. I know you listen to every episode. Stay out of baseball. You have a democracy to ruin. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well, one of those people who is now eligible for the Hall of Fame, the ringleader of the Black Sox, Arnold Chick Gandil, he was the first baseman for the Chicago White Sox. And while he won't make any of our lists, I think it's time we talk about our greatest first baseman of all time. Radio
professional. All right, I'm off my soapbox, so anybody please take the reins.
Do you want to go onto your first base soapbox?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to.
New soapbox.
I'd love to. So
keep standing, buddy.
I'm still up here, so I'm going to keep talking, I guess. So here's the thing. I might get more hate for this one than I get for the Pete Rose aspect. We're talking greatest first baseman of all time, right?
Ever in the history of the game.
Ever in the history of the game. And you're all looking at me, and I know what you're all thinking.
Yep.
And you know what I'm about to say.
Yep.
The Little Hurt, Gracie, Amazing Grace, Mark Grace, Mr. 1990s, is the best first baseman of all time.
No bias whatsoever.
That's an opinion. One can have.
It's an opinion, and it's mine. You're all looking at me with disdain.
When was he elected into the Hall of Fame?
He wasn't.
Oh, no. Is that true?
That's it. That is true.
He gambled or something.
Because surely his numbers were good enough to get him in.
He led the
league. He passes
league.
all the character clause stuff?
Well, no, he had 2 DUIs in 2012.
When has that stopped any professional athlete?
Well, he didn't kill anyone, so there's that. I mean, he got help for it, so that's good. He hasn't had one since. But he led the league in hits in the 1990s for an entire decade. That is impressive. His career batting average, 303, hitting 300, impressive. You have to hit 300 to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. He's got 2,445 hits. He's got 173 home runs as a first baseman in a time period when power was not needed for a first baseman. And he's got 1,100 RBI. You're looking at me like, name another 80s first baseman that had that many home runs.
You just said 90s.
Well, he led the league in the 90s. Well, okay,
okay.
Hold on.
Even been the best 80s shortstop in Chicago.
He wasn't a shortstop. He was a first baseman. And when you said Frank Thomas, that's the big hurt.
Will Clark.
Okay, Giants boy. Frank Thomas,
Tony Clark.
Frank Thomas, the big hurt. Mark Grace, the little hurt. There is a nostalgia piece to it. He came into the league in 1988. I was born in 87. So my first formative years of watching baseball on TV, Mark Grace made me fall in love with the game. My dad will agree to this story. I wanted to be a left-handed first baseman when I was like 5. And my dad said, fine, if you can throw left-handed 10 times in a row, I will buy you a left-handed first baseman's glove. I got 0. So I didn't.
Did he make the same offer for right-handed? Because if so, why do you have a glove?
Hey. No, he didn't, because I could throw right-handed, just not well. But the left-handed ones went everywhere. I understand that it's a homer pick, it's a nostalgia pick, and that's okay. That's my guy. That's my favorite of all time.
It's as valid a reason as any. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, and look, I can forgive the homerism pick. I get it. I do the same thing a lot. What I can't forgive is that statement, you have to be a 300 hitter to be in the Hall of Fame.
You should be.
Because my greatest first baseman of all time is not. Career 296 hitter. Are you going to look me in the eyes?
He's scratching the bottom of 300.
Are you going to look me in the eyes and tell me that Sir Albert Pujols is not a Hall of Famer because he hit under 300 in his career?
May I make a quick adjustment to that?
Go for it. I will allow you time.
Had Albert Pujols retired when Albert Pujols should have retired, he would have been a career 300 hitter. But he decided to play how many years with the Angels post his prime when he couldn't even walk to first base, let alone
got him
play
to
it.
700 home runs, though.
Okay, but he would have been over 300 at that point, but he was running like he had a load in his pants.
Well, but Albert Pujols is not in the Hall of Fame.
Not yet.
And he's not eligible yet.
He's not eligible yet. I was going to say, has it been 5 years already?
Stating facts.
He will be.
It's the best kind of correct.
He's the same level to me that Ichiro is, where it's an absolute knock on the voting system to not be unanimous. Albert Pujols.
And I'm glad that's over, by the way. The non-unanimous vote, now that Mariano did it.
And yet, Ichiro misses by 1 vote.
I understand.
Jeter was the year before Rivera, but missed by 1 vote.
Baseball writers are stupid.
Albert Pujols, 3,384 hits, 686 doubles, 703 home runs, 2218 RBI.
Does that include Japanese stats? No, does it really?
For Pujols?
I thought you said Ichiro.
No.
Oh!
We're talking about first
Boy,
base.
sorry. You transitioned into Ichiro so quickly, I forgot you went back.
Ichiro was a pitcher.
Ichiro had that. Everybody forgets about when Ichiro hit 700 home runs.
I was just making sure.
But you're talking about the end of his career where he was still hitting with power, but the average dipped and all that. What I want to talk about is the prime of his career. 6 straight years that he led the league in WAR. 8.4, 8.5, 8.7, 9.2, 9.7, 7.5. The 2 years before that, 8.5 and 8.7. Led the league in runs 5 times. Led the league in hits once with 212. Two 51 doubles seasons. Multiple times leading the league in home runs. 100. He started the first, 10 years of his career hitting at least 300 with 30 home runs and 100 RBI. And the 1 year in St. Louis before he went to the Angels, he hit 299 with 37 home runs and 99 RBI. So missed it by one RBI single.
Do you know the only stat that Albert Pujols leads all-time Major League record in?
Strikeouts.
No.
Yes, I actually do. Yes.
He
grounded
has
into double play.
grounded into more double plays than any player that's ever existed.
Well, if that's not the greatest first baseman of all time, I don't know what is.
Well, now think about that. How good do you have to be to play that long? And, they'll ignore the fact that, yes, he did just run like somebody else walking on their hands for about the last half of his career.
You don't need to run very fast when you hit the ball over the wall.
Exactly. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's actually an impressive stat if you think about it.
It is.
I don't, and trust me, I am not taking anything away from Pujols' career. He's
no Mark Grace. We can all agree.
he's no Mark Grace, but no one is.
He'd have 2 more MVPs if he didn't come up during Bonds' reign of terror.
He has 3 MVPs and was runner-up 4 different times.
So, if I could talk about my first baseman.
Go for it.
Now, Albert Pujols, fantastic first baseman, but a late bloomer. He didn't get to the league until he was 21 years old. I'm going to talk about a player.
That crusty old timer.
Yeah. Who debuted in the major leagues at 17.
Mark Grace.
Not Mark Grace.
Oh.
We're talking about Jimmy Fox with 2 X's. Some fun facts about Jimmy Fox. The first one, my most favorite one, is that Jimmy Duggan from A League of Their Own is based off of Jimmy Fox, who was apparently a notorious drunk, but also a sweetheart. Like, they were like...
He's a happy drunk.
Yes, this
The
guy...
drunk with a heart of gold.
This guy drinks too much, but he's a joy to be around. And so that's why we're going to build a character around him for our movie.
That's hilarious.
Jimmy Fox was the second player ever behind Babe Ruth to eclipse the 500 home run barrier. And so, obviously he was also doing that in a time where the long ball wasn't as revered and aimed for as it is today.
Yeah, like the 90s.
Right. And
I know who did well then.
he hit over... he had 12 seasons where he hit 30 home runs or more, and that record stood until Barry Bonds eclipsed it. So, there was a lot of consistency in his game. He had 11 years with the Philly Athletics before they went to Kansas City, before they went to Oakland, and then 7 years with Boston. The other thing that I loved about researching him is that I found that for some reason, very backside of his career, just struggling to hold on, not the offensive producer that he once was. He's playing for the Cubs, and they're just like, hey, Jimmy, do you just want to pitch a little bit? So the second half of his last season, and I have no idea why, he pitched 22 innings, like between July and September. Like a couple of games as a starter, mostly as a reliever. He had a 1.85 ERA. He was actually very good. But
1.85?
1.85 ERA. That's
And
22.2
That's
innings.
crazy.
It's not a lot, but
That's enough to register a pretty good ERA.
I mean, it's enough to. And he's also someone who racked up 3 MVPs in his career. So super solid third baseman. First baseman.
First baseman, shortstop,
Yes.
third baseman, pitcher. Who cares?
He could do it all. Tap dancer and singer as well.
Gold jacket, green jacket.
Yeah. If I didn't get the honor of being able to talk about Pujols, Jimmy Fox is my number 2. He's one of my favorite historical players that obviously I never got to see play. But I love everything about Jimmy Fox for all of the reasons that you just discussed.
It's a real bummer a lot of the players we never got to see live.
Yeah, sucks being younger than the players that played in the 1930s.
Why aren't we immortal Highlanders that
Do
were
you even
born
know
in
who
the
Don
1700s?
Mattingly is, Josh?
Who? Donnie Baseball. Anyway, to Nels for his
Yes.
opinion.
Well, much like Ben, I grew up with a formidable first baseman on my favorite team, Mr. Will Clark. I'm not insane enough to say that he's the greatest first baseman of all time, because
Hey, you are that insane. You're just not going to do it.
no, I am not. Because for me, I think it's only one man, and that is Mr. Henry Louis Gehrig of the New York Yankees.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a disease named after
He
him.
does.
That's not a good thing.
No, but
it's
his speech that day
Oh, yeah.
is maybe the greatest speech of all time.
Yes.
It's right up there with Bill Pullman in Independence Day.
It is. So, I'll run briefly through the stats, but there's a couple of things that really, I think, kind of put him over the top. He's a 7-time All-Star, and that's only because the All-Star game started 10 years into his career. He'd probably be like a 12 or 13-time All-Star. I'm pretty comfortable in saying
Yeah.
that. 6 World Series, 2-time MVP, Triple Crown, batting champion, 495 home runs he got right there before that disease got to him. He was like 30 RBIs short of 2,000. But the 3 things I want to point out is, 1, he was tabbed to hit and protect Babe Ruth.
Yep.
He
Yes.
hit behind Babe Ruth.
Yep.
That's a big, big responsibility.
He did it.
Ruth is, in a lot of circles, considered the greatest baseball player ever.
Yep.
We'll see when we get to his position,
Yep.
if that makes the cut or not. But
I'm sure someone will say him.
yes, and to have the responsibility to protect him and be that force in the lineup, so they aren't pitching around Ruth. is a very, very huge responsibility. The second one is he is the first major leaguer ever to have his number retired. Not for
Really?
the Yankees ever.
I did not know that.
Yes, he was the first one.
Huh.
The third little Gehrig stat I'll give you. He is the first athlete ever, not baseball player, athlete, to be on the Wheaties box.
Oh,
That's
fun
cool.
fact.
So if you want to talk about
Wheaties strong.
kind of pinnacle of an athlete of getting your number retired, being on the Wheaties box, like those are huge, like kind of outside the statistical accomplishments.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he was the first to do them both.
Wow.
In addition to all the numbers that he put up, the 2,130 consecutive games played,
Iron Horse.
the Iron Horse, top 5 nickname ever. So Gehrig is my guy. I don't think he'd. Sorry, Will Clark, you're number 2.
You're making I was going to say, you're making a very good argument for Lou Gehrig to be number 2 behind Mark Grace. You're making
And
a very good
I do
argument.
want to point out one more stat that just is eye-popping to me, blows my mind. In 1927 and 1930, Lou Gehrig had a league-leading 173 RBIs. 173.
Is that good?
It's pretty good. It's also not his best season in terms of driving in runs.
Crazy.
Because in 1931, he drove in 185 runs
See, now that
in a season.
that sounds good.
Yes.
The other amazing thing about Gehrig is how he got the name Iron Horse. Consecutive games. 2,130, a record that stood for
Until
50 years.
1995, yeah.
Yeah, for 50, 60 years.
Till old Cal.
Ripken broke it. And the only reason that he had to quit was because of ALS.
Yeah.
And one more little Gehrig nugget is they waived the 5-year eligibility period for the Hall of Fame and elected him in a special election in 1939. So they're like, nope, you're going in right now.
Yep.
So he could
pretty awesome.
be a part of it.
Yeah, which was his last year that he played Major League 8 games, but he was still alive at that point.
Yep.
They're like, we want you to see that you are getting into the Hall of Fame.
And that's awesome.
I think Gehrig doesn't get his proper respects just because he's wholly overshadowed by Babe Ruth in that time period.
For sure.
Yep.
And, Babe Ruth is probably like the second worst thing to ever happen to Lou Gehrig.
Oh my goodness.
They
That's a
did
lie.
have a prickly relationship. That's well documented.
But yeah, could you imagine hitting behind Babe Ruth and driving in almost 2,000 runs? I mean, that's just
That
crazy.
was his job, his literal job, and he was very, very good
His
at it.
job was like, Babe Ruth hit a lot of home runs, but he was also on first and second an awful lot as well.
Yeah. Well, and Lou Gehrig passes the Hall of Fame test in Ben's mind. He hit 340.
There you go. Can't beat it. Oh man.
Good
Tyler.
thing he didn't have to hang on for those later years where he had to see his average dip down.
Well, if he played for the Angels, it definitely would have happened.
Well, the Angels didn't exist back then.
Well, he could have started him. You don't know.
But the Yankees did, and you know what they had back then? One of the most iconic jerseys of all time. So, for our next topic, we're going to talk about the best and worst current jerseys that are currently being used in Major League Baseball.
I gotta hand it over, but just hand it straight back to you because you're killing it with the transitions in this episode. Did you write these beforehand?
I did not. These
Wow.
are off the cuff. baby.
This is the smartest you've ever been.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's just one of those days.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. All right, so give us your traditional best because we're gonna do traditional and alternative.
Sure. Traditional best. I really like Seattle. Their turquoise-ish blue one, with the Mariners across the chest.
The white ones, right?
No,
Yeah,
the
with
turquoise one.
with the sparkly.
Oh,
box.
you like the turquoise
I like
jersey?
the turquoise
Oh,
one.
okay.
The turquoise ones that say Mariners across the chest. It's got the little navigation compass on the sleeve. I think it's a relatively clean jersey, but a cool and unique color that pops without doing too much.
That's my Julio jersey I have upstairs.
Yeah, so it's just one of those jerseys that it's got a fun color without trying too hard. It's got the classic logo on the sleeve, the name Mariners with the little compass above the M. It does a lot without doing too much. Cool color, I like that one as a standard, your typical home and away jersey. I like that.
It's a great pick.
For me, I'm really torn. There are two classic jerseys that I enjoy, and I couldn't decide between the two of them.
Go for it.
The first one is just the LA Dodgers home whites.
Careful, Nell's going to come across the table.
Oh, the Dodgers will get there soon.
We're just talking about sartorial issues right now. We're not talking about anything about the actual team, but there's just something that is pure baseball about it, which is just crisp white, like that bold blue, like little flecks of red, just as a small accent across it. And also because it's been a jersey that has existed within baseball for the past 70, 80 years. It just oozes that traditional aesthetic that I associate with baseball. My other favorite one is the Kansas City Royals Baby Blues, which I find to be
Stole one of mine.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well,
It is a crisp
we
one.
can tag team this one
Yeah.
because there are a lot of teams that do the baby blues, and I like most of the baby blue jerseys, but of all the baby blues, I think that the Royals do theirs the best.
And with the baby blue jerseys of the Royals, are they wearing the royal blue KC hat in your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that look. That's a good look.
Do you like the full baby blue with the pants as well?
No, I want them to be wearing white pants.
It's called the George Brett ones.
Yeah, you can call them
Yeah.
the George Brett jerseys.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
I like that because
pine
they've got
tar
the big gold crown on it.
Yeah.
I like that one.
One of my favorites is, and where let me pull it up here. And I'm still going to call them the Oakland Athletics. Just
Stole mine right out of my mouth.
yeah, the crisp white home jerseys.
I love
with
the
Oh, you're
green.
going white.
Yeah,
Yeah, green and
Okay.
gold. Green and gold with the white.
green gold lettering with just that crisp white background. Those colors really, really pop.
Yep.
I think that's always been a really, really cool look.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of that. I have a Ricky Henderson jersey in that exact style.
love
I
it.
love the Oakland jerseys. I'm sorry, Athletics jerseys.
Boo.
But I prefer the solid green ones more
Sure.
than I like the whites.
I love the solid green one, like the batting jerseys like I'm wearing right now. I think that's a sick jersey
They
too.
try to
But
come out with a solid yellow, and that doesn't.
No,
it's not,
It
it doesn't hit the same.
No.
But I will say one requirement for the A's jerseys.
Short pants.
The patch on the side
with the
has got to be
elephant.
the elephant on
Yes.
the ball. 'Cause
Yes.
that is one of the greatest sports logos
Agreed.
in the history of American professional sports.
I would have bet dollars to donuts you said it had to have short pants. Because you love short
I
pants.
want to know what that elephant's batting average is. Do
I
you
think
think
you
it's
mean
higher? or
high.
It's,
lower
it's
than
over it's over 300.
Okay, good.
It's
Yeah.
way over
Elephant.
300.
And I think you mean high socks, not short pants.
They're both.
No, the long pants, and you pull the socks up over the long pants.
No.
Yes, that's what I do.
That might be what you do. That's not what they do.
That's what I like, baby. Extra protection on your shins.
Another team I want to give a shout out to. I'm a sucker for pinstripes, and
Oh,
no, nobody.
Yeah,
else?
you see, I'm going to give you an opposite take here,
I-
but I'll let you go.
same.
I will say it depends.
It does because there's one team that they have it and it's awful, but and just because they aren't going to win anything, the White Sox. I like their just crisp pinstripe with the.
Oh, you
old
you
school-
like the black and white.
Yes.
Okay.
No two colors contrast better than black and white. It's very simple. You got that old school Sox lettering with the pinstripes. It's a very clean look. I love that jersey. It's a very good jersey.
I will say, as far as pinstripes go, it's probably the best one of pinstripes.
All right, so I'm going to jump into traditional worst because my traditional best was the white, green, and gold A's. Sorry, Tyler. The worst uniform in baseball is the gray Twins pinstripes. They are hideous. They're road grays that are pinstriped.
The ones that just say Minnesota in blue.
Yeah,
across the
they
chest.
look like pajamas. Those are the ugliest uniforms I've ever seen in baseball. And that includes the blood dandruff ones that the Diamondbacks had a few years ago, where it just looked like blood dandruff coming up the uniform. I don't know. And I don't hate pinstripes across the board, but I hate those uniforms. They're so dark, the pinstripes don't show up, and half the team, and this is going to sound so stupid, half the team wears dark cleats with them, so they look like they're 50-year-old dudes mowing their lawns in their pajamas. in black New Balance shoes.
That's our fashionista talking over here.
Oh, God, they're so ugly. That's my thought on the traditional worst.
I also hate a pinstripe jersey. And my hated pinstripe jersey is the Colorado Rockies pinstripes. There's something about the word mark that Colorado uses coupled with the pinstripes. It winds up being too many lines. And I also just really don't like the pinstripes as a classic look being applied to a new team in my mind. Like, you've got Seattle and you've got Tampa and sort of all of these like newer teams that sort of go to a different direction with their jerseys. And the Rockies tried to bring something to a retro style that I've never vibed with, and I think that they do the pinstripes the worst of all of them.
Andres Galarraga is going to fight you.
The worst pinstripes are the San Diego Padres away jerseys.
Were you looking at my screen
I
when
was
you
not.
took that over?
Tell me that does not fit right into the same gray as the Twins away.
Well, except that
but
the Padres color scheme is also just gone.
Yeah, you get the pee-pee poo-poo colors to complement the pinstripes, and
I kind of like that.
Oh my God.
The Padres will make another appearance as we move through my list.
Padres, please sponsor Tyler.
Yeah, so sponsor all of us. We haven't asked for any sponsors on this episode, and I'm really disappointed.
There's another one that I really don't like, and I don't know whether this is an alternate jersey or a traditional jersey, but it's the Tampa Bay Baby Blues with the starburst on it that looks like a bird pooped on their shoulder.
I think that's technically in the rotation of regular jerseys.
That is a regular jersey.
So if
be considered their third,
if we're
I guess.
calling that a traditional jersey, that is a bad jersey, and it should go away.
As a Rays fan, secondary Rays fan, I also am not a huge fan of it. I love the color.
I was
going
gonna
to
say
they did something better with the rest.
I kind of would like it if they would do the helmet to match the jersey, because they keep the normal dark blue TB on the helmet, and it doesn't look right with the baby blue. I don't like that.
I want the Rays to exclusively be hologram logos all the time.
I want them to go back to the Devil Rays.
I want them to be.
Me
I want
too.
them to be the baseball team of the future, and just totally go wild.
Well, we
What
had
about
it
the
last year. We
baseball
had the skateboarding stingray.
I was going to say, what about the baseball team of the 90s by being radical, bro, with the nice little skateboard Rays?
Wait,
I
Who
like
needs
to.
the future
I
when
like
you
to.
can be radical?
I like to skateboard.
Didn't they do like Future Jersey Day in like 1999?
Yes,
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
the names
They
are
also-
going horizontal.
It was
instead of
it was
vertical
them
across
and the
back.
Diamondbacks because they came in the same year.
It was
They're
all the
sleeveless.
teams, every single team.
Oh, I
did
just
that.
remember the Luis
Yeah.
Gonzalez
It was-
Diamondbacks ones.
That was called turn the clock forward or
Something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
The,
All right, where are we at? Traditional worst?
Traditional
Yeah.
worst. So, in tradition, in baseball, your home jersey has your team name, and your road jersey has the city name, correct?
Sure.
There are two teams that do not do this, and I don't understand why.
San Francisco is one of them.
No, they do it. The Dodgers and the Cardinals. And I don't understand why these two storied franchises.
The Giants away jersey says San Francisco?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I don't
That's
understand why these
stupid.
two storied franchises don't have their city name and aren't repping their city on the road. Especially, St. Louis. I mean, the Cardinals are it. The Rams left a long time ago. They don't have a basketball team. So it's them and the Blues. So, rep your team. I don't understand why they don't have St. Louis. The Dodgers used to have Los Angeles, and they stopped doing it. I don't understand why they did that.
Huh.
It makes no sense why you wouldn't want to rep your city on the road like that.
It's like the Berenstein Bear effect.
A
You're
little
kind of
bit.
blowing my mind right now.
And I'm also going to run the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim through the ringer for their road jerseys, which are bright red with red lettering. It's just an assault on the eyes.
You're not
And
wrong.
it just says Angels.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that's
I-
a bad one.
I don't hate the jersey, but I hate that you can't read the numbers, the letters, anything like that. Like, if they would have picked a different complementary color to that red, it could be a very nice jersey.
I
but
don't
it's
get
just
why.
it's a colorblind person's nightmare.
They
Well, not if there's no green on it.
They purposely changed their name to Los Angeles, and then they don't rep Los Angeles on any jersey they wear at all.
Well, they don't play.
yes,
they don't.
do.
They don't
They
play
have
in Los Angeles.
They have the English word for Angeles on their jersey at all times. So
It
The-
just
the
have an
English
LA
word
logo and
for
the A is the
Angeles.
A halo. Why?
There-
It's so easy.
There is one worse red jersey in the league, I think.
Ooh, one worse red traditional.
Yes. I don't know if it's traditional or not. I don't know if it gets busted out.
If
for
it's
special occasions.
if it's last
Cleveland.
year's Miami Marlins jersey, then
No.
I agree.
No, it's whenever the Blue Jays bust
Oh.
out their red jersey.
So I don't hate that.
It's an assault on my eyes. I do not like that at all. The Blue Jays, it's in the name. You got to be blue.
Well,
No,
their
I'm
alternate's black.
I like the red hat though. I have the red like Vernon Wells days old Blue Jays logo
I don't-
on the red
I don't
hat
hate
that
it.
I love a lot.
I don't hate it.
Didn't the Rangers do red as well as an
Yes.
alternate?
Yes.
They did. I don't know if they still do this year because they're repping the same City Connect from last year, which is gross.
They just had it as an alternate jersey. It wasn't a City Connect.
Oh, I don't know then.
Not last year they did not at least.
I remember seeing it. It may be a long time
Yes,
ago.
2022 was the last time they did it, but I remember they used it a long time ago because I remember Ian Kinsler wearing the
Yeah.
red Texas jersey,
I
which
can't
was a
picture
while
this.
ago.
I can't picture this. I don't know why. Oh, it's literally just the jersey in red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also every Marlins jersey's awful.
No. They're
Every
not.
current
Since,
Marlins
since they
jersey
moved,
is
since they
awful.
moved their
When they
name into Miami.
when they got rid of the teal,
Yes,
that's when it
every
went
current
downhill.
Miami
yeah.
Marlins jersey is
Once they
awful.
I'm
became
with you.
Miami
When they became Miami
instead
and
of
not Florida, I'm with you on
It
that.
looks like a bad softball team jersey.
So something we'd wear.
Yes, that's the point of being a softball team.
All right, let's talk about
Yeah.
the alternative worsts. It's an absolute tie, and everyone else is fighting for second. The White Sox and the Giants of this year. Holy crap, Nickelodeon Giants. That looks like it would be on my TV Saturday night at 8 o'clock when Snick was coming on. And the White Sox, how dare you, Jerry Reinsdorf, put Bulls championship years on your baseball
He
uniforms?
owns both teams.
I
He can
understand.
do what I want.
I understand that, but you money grabbing whore piece of garbage, Jerry Reinsdorf. Those are not the White Sox championships, and you just needed to fill the collar up. Screw you. That is an absolute slap in the face to White Sox fans, and it's also
All
hideous.
7 White Sox fans are.
It's also
up in arms.
also
I think
hideous.
it's kind of funny.
I recognize it as a money grab, and I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, you gotta just take it for what it is and go, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Fine, that could be funny, but he's still a money grabbing whore.
Sure.
I have to second the Giants City Connect.
Oh, they're so gross.
They're not
I got 2 other City Connects that I like less than those.
Wow.
And that is CLE and PGH.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you not wrong about Cleveland? That's just
the
their
airport.
It's
The
horrid.
airport codes on the City Connect jerseys. It's the laziest,
Cleveland's
most
very lazy.
boring stuff. And the problem is, number one, Pittsburgh has an all-time great jersey set, and furthermore, just the city of Pittsburgh, everything being black and gold is just brilliant. Like, the fact that you can be a Penguins fan at a Steelers game or a Pirates fan at a Penguins game, and it all makes sense. It works great. But you throw PGH on there, it ruins it for me. Cleveland, they rebranded as the Guardians, and they're still sort of without an identity. The City Connect was really an opportunity for them to do something special, and they just dropped the ball big time. And those jerseys are bad to look
Should
at.
have gone with the throwback spiders.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know
Anything
what, you know
but
what
that.
You can't be though in Pittsburgh? A basketball fan. Anyway, yeah, they don't have a basketball team.
Well, no, I got that, but you could still be a basketball fan.
No. But yeah,
You're
no,
not allowed. It's banned.
those Cleveland ones, at least with the Pittsburgh one, the PGH is like a little bit of a different like variation off of what you normally see. CLE is just the abbreviation that they use normally on the score bug. It's
Yeah.
like you're not even doing anything. At least PGH, you don't see that on a score bug or anything. It has a little bit of distinct, like, hey, this is different. It's a little bit of an alternative. Also don't think it's any good, but at least it's got a little bit of personality in that way. CLE is just like, congratulations, you just got lazy and took the score bug and said, hey, now it's a Connect.
Well, and if you just look at the regular Cleveland Guardians jerseys, they're the exact same font as when they were the Indians. Same colors, same lettering, same gradient up towards the left chest. It's all lazy uniforms. It's all lazy. Sorry, Cleveland. Sponsor the podcast.
If I'm Florence Pugh though, I'm getting the PGH. Jersey.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I think every
Of the
time
two?
it's Pugh.
What's that?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Florence
If I'm Florence
Pugh.
Pugh, I'm getting the PGH.
If you're Florence
I'm
Pugh.
wearing that to Midsummer. That's
Yeah,
gonna make
absolutely. I'll
hold
work
on.
a U in there.
Just
between
real
P
quick,
and G.
Florence Pugh, if you'd like to sponsor the podcast, that'd be great.
Or just say hi to us.
Yeah, just say hi.
Hey, if you want a guest spot on the podcast.
Oh, there's always a spot for
Yes.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
She went on Hot Ones. Why wouldn't she come on here?
I'm sure that English lady has got a lot of hot baseball takes.
I'm sure she does, and she also ate hot wings, and we also have hot takes, so it all fits.
Can I transition us to good alternates?
Please do.
So here's one that I think is the alternate is so much better than their like normal one. I would have put at the bottom. That's the Washington Nationals. They have a Walgreens ass logo on their normal one. I bought a Washington Nationals hat, and
You
my
told me this story.
fiance, when we were early in our dating, she's like, "Why are you wearing a Walgreens hat?" Because it's the same red with that white curly W.
Yep.
However, their City Connect, their first City Connect. So the second one,
Cherry Blossoms?
The Cherry Blossoms. Gorgeous uniform.
It's better than the original.
Yeah, I love them a lot. The Cherry Blossom Festival is a huge thing in Washington, D.C. It's something that really ties the city, unlike the new Boston We Are Our Wall uniforms. So it ties to the city. It's got texture on the jersey. It's not just a plain color, so it adds, but it's not busy because it's a very similar color, so it adds some texture, a little bit of personality without going overboard and trying to do too much. And the Cherry Blossom is just a really nice touch to the city of Washington, D.C. itself. I like them a lot. I think it really ups the game of an otherwise rather black jersey wardrobe.
I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers Brew Crew jersey.
I like those a lot.
I do too. I like the powder blue. I'm a sucker for that. I like the yellow that connects the team colors. It really pops. I don't like the MKE hat.
No.
That goes with it. That goes with those three call letters. That just doesn't work. Why not just have a mug of beer? Or something.
Or two. Just clink it.
Have the brewer glove holding a beer. Something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Bernie Brewer. Something other than the stupid call letters. But the Brew Crew jersey, I'd rock that. That's awesome.
I love the grill on the arm sleeve. That is
Yeah.
like a little,
That's really good.
It's a nice little
really good.
Easter egg that they put on there.
Yep.
For sure.
For me, the alternative, I don't know why I can't say that word tonight. I've said it
City
wrong.
Connect.
City Connect.
Alternative.
Alternative bests. It's a three-way tie for me. It's the Braves, it's the Padres, and it's the Reds. I actually, if you put a gun to my head and said pick one, I'm picking the Reds. The
Red and
Reds,
black is
it's
the slickest
so clean. When they play a Friday night home game and they're in those black and reds, I don't know that there's a better look in all of baseball. The Braves I love, obviously the Hank Aaron era. The Padres, I love that mint hat. I love the pink and the mint together with the yellow accents. It's a sick look. I know that you hate the Padres, and that's fine.
Their City Connects aren't bad. Their regular jerseys are god-awful.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I don't disagree with you. But to me, it's hands down the best City Connect is those black and red Reds jerseys.
For me, the best City Connects are what you just mentioned, which is the Padres. Which is, I feel like it's a perfect execution of the whole concept, which is almost like a video game skin, where it's like you are normally this team, and then all of a sudden, on certain days, you go into a total transformation, and you come out as something completely different, super fun, and your players look like entirely different people with wholly different gloves, cleats, batting protection things for their feet and their elbows, and
all those are really bright yellow, and the contrast is great.
Yellow, pink, blue, like mint green, like it all works out really, really well. And maybe it's just because I've got two kids, but I look at that and I'm like, that is perfectly positioned to appeal to a younger audience. And I immediately say, that's something that people are going to latch on to. And, you know, if you're in the boat of all of you and not me and say, brown and gold don't make a good jersey, you're going to go and you're going to buy that from the store. And you're going to be like, well, I love this team. I'm going to wear these, not those.
Yep.
And you're going to see those all over the field all the time.
And you do.
Yes, and it's a beautiful California color combination that just oozes like California style. I love it.
And I was just out there at their park a few weeks ago for work, and went to a Padres game, and I believe I saw more City Connect jerseys than any other particular style.
Why
jersey
wouldn't
out
you?
there. And I bought the hat while I was out there.
It's a great hat.
Now, the pricing, I could go on forever about the price in the ballpark in California for a hat, but I liked it enough that I still paid all of those premiums for the hat.
It's a great hat.
Yeah. No.
All right, kids, we're on to the last few fun topics. Let's hit a listener topic real quick. Tyler, I know you had one come into you, or I've got a handful that came into the show email and Instagram. So if you want to do yours, or I can grab one of mine.
My beloved sister asked me. She's not someone who follows baseball very closely, but she asked, "Why does the season have to be so long?"
It's a good question.
Because when you love someone or something, you want as much of it as possible. And baseball is the best sport on earth, and why would you ever consider playing less?
Well, I think the actual answer is the Cincinnati Reds were founded just after the Civil War. And baseball is essentially an entertainment product. And so when you are trying to produce an entertainment product and there's no radio and you're only really competing with theater, you want to put that product onto the field as often as possible for as many games as possible. And now that they've rung that bell and it's become a near daily game, you cannot withdraw it and shorten the season because there's now too much momentum in money that keeps the season as long as it is between ticket sales and media contracts and subscriptions and all of that. It ballooned into this big long season because it was entertainment in the same way that vaudeville was.
True.
So it's just something that people did every single night, for the past, 200 years.
Money is the answer.
Yes.
There's money. That is why all of these things exist.
That's why it will never go down.
But
from
money,
162.
and age. It's
yes.
Football.
Tradition.
Football is not a 9-month season because
the players will die.
Well, the players will die, but also just because it started out in a different media environment.
True. To me personally, I don't ever want it to shorten. I love the length of the baseball season because, quite honestly, guys, when it's the middle of July and there's no hockey and there's no basketball, you're going to have to listen to us talk about baseball. Well, you don't have to. I suppose you can turn your podcast app off, but
you actually cannot.
Yeah.
Not allowing that this year?
No, you have to listen to the entire season.
We're going to go all U2 and just automatically download our podcast to everybody's device.
Oh, speaking of which,
Apple,
if you...
please sponsor us.
Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Just a real quick reminder, if you like our podcast and listen, please download it because we get benefit from that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's never gonna go down from 162. It's never gonna happen.
Let's keep expanding the playoffs.
And that's the issue because there's no reason to be playing championship games in November for baseball, but you can't shorten the season, and they've already opened the money can of worms for extra playoffs, so now we're kind of stuck with it.
Yep. No more Mr. Octobers, they'll just be Mr. Novembers.
Yep.
Good listener question. What's your sister's name?
Allison,
thank you for the question. Guys, please keep sending them in. swingandamisspod@gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Nels checks Twitter every day to see who he can argue with. So let's move into Ballpark Brews. Got a few minutes left, and then we'll wrap up for tonight. Nels, if you want to share with the group what we're drinking tonight.
Yes, I found the official beer. Let me grab them. Hold on.
They're Twist.
Cool.
The official beer of the Milwaukee Brewers Ballpark First American Family Field, not Miller Park.
I think it's American Family Insurance Field.
Okay, yes.
It is a ball club named after beer brewers.
Yes.
So, appropriate.
And real quick, before we dive into this week's Ballpark Brews,
I didn't actually say the name of the beer yet.
Just real quick, I'm not going to talk about the beer, but just real quick.
Oh, I thought we were like diving right into drinking it.
No, real quick. Being in Minnesota, it is very difficult for us to find these ballpark brews for other ballparks across the United States. So if anybody is in any other state besides Minnesota, please get at us and let us know how we can obtain some of these tasty ballpark brews from around the country, because we want to keep doing this segment for you.
If you're in San Diego and you can track down some 394 to send to us, we appreciate it.
Yes.
If you're in Cincinnati and you have some Rheingeist that's spare, please send it to us. But Nels, go ahead.
So the official beer of American Family Field? American First Family Field.
I think it's American Family Insurance
The
Field.
official beer of Bernie the Brewer.
Yeah.
The Brewers in Milwaukee.
The official beer of the slide.
The Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. Very classic.
Cheers, fellas.
That's it. Drink it and give your score.
Grand Slam. This is always one of my favorite summer beers. It's never going to change, especially when it's super hot out. If I'm done mowing the grass, if I'm done weed eating or we're planting flowers, anything, this is one of the best beers you can have during the summer. Lemon flavored, and I know that we had a beer not that long ago that you just added lemonade to, and that was disgusting.
It didn't work as well as
It did not work as well. So this one has lemon flavor.
Palmer, a beer?
No, the brewery gave you an option for an extra $1 to add lemonade to whatever beer you ordered, so I was intrigued, and I got an IPA with lemonade.
It was not good.
And look, for an extra $1, I had to try it, right?
We tried it, and it was disgusting.
It was mediocre.
I feel like IPA was the mistake here, not the lemonade.
Well, that's why I was so intrigued, though.
Hey, man, you only live once. So for me, it's a Grand Slam. I love this beer. It'll never change. Grand Slam.
When I drink this, I taste Lysol. You and I differ. I think for me, this is a drop third strike.
It's not a swing and a miss.
Where you get thrown out going to first base, and it's kind of embarrassing. Like, you know that you struck out. You know that you're going to be out at first by the time that you get there, but you got to go through the motions anyhow.
It's not a swing and a miss.
It's a drop third strike.
Yeah,
But he whiffed at it.
Yeah, you whipped at it.
Swing and a miss.
But then you have to go through the embarrassment of having to run down the baseline.
if you're Marcell Ozuna, you don't even trot.
Yeah, I give it a nice single. To me, this is a beer that I always associate with being on the beach. I feel like it needs a body of water around to enjoy it. The closest thing that baseball has to it is basically the infield dirt is essentially sand. So I'll just pretend it's the beach with some rays hitting me on a July day. You've got some sandy dirt. Pretend it's a beach. Enjoy some Leinenkugel Summer Shandy.
Sandy Dirt. I think I went to high school with her.
Oh, no. I will give it a double. It's a good beer. I'll leave adding lemonade to beer to the professionals, and I'm not going to just have some random people do that for $1. It's a solid summer beer. It's right in the title. If you drink this in November, I'm going to slap it out of your hand. It's too late.
If you can
It's
find
over.
it then.
Well, yeah. Also, it's probably like 3 months old by then, so
Yeah.
what are you doing? Drink it in August, you weirdo. A solid double. A double down the
In
line.
May, we said. Drink it in August. While we're
95 mile an hour barreled up double down the line.
I like it. All right, kids, should we do some trivia to wrap this episode up?
Let's tickle our brains.
Let's do it. So this week's trivia is all about the Colorado Rockies this season.
Brad Hopp.
Sure. You ding. All right.
Ryan McMahon.
So for this one, you all are aware of what's going on with him, so I would say just raise your hand first. I'll call on whoever has the first answer. It'll be great for radio. All right, question 1. What is the team's batting average? You better not be looking it up on your computer right now.
Oh, I'm not. I'm watching the Tigers.
Okay. What's the team's batting average?
I will guess. I will say 228.
You're very close, but
I was
no.
going to go 221.
You're very close. You're even closer, but you're wrong.
I'll say 218.
You're farther away. It's 220. 220
right.
as of yesterday, May 18th.
Is that bad?
That's not good.
Pretty sure that's really, really bad.
It's not Hall of Fame level.
I'm pretty sure the entire franchise of the Colorado Rockies is about to get sent down to the minors.
They're going to forfeit the entire season. All right. Question 2. With at least 20 at-bats, who has the lowest batting average and what is it?
This just turned into Name a Rocky.
Yeah. It's
Name-
which Rocky is the worst hitter. in
Name
Colorado.
that Rocky.
Let's see. Not
I will
McMahon.
go with Kyle Farmer. and-
Incorrect.
Okay.
It's not McMahon.
Nope.
It's not Goodman.
You don't get 3 guesses.
It's not Tovar.
You're
I'm
saying
not
it's
guessing. I'm saying who it's not. I'm trying to remember who else plays on this team.
That's a good point.
I'll just say Tovar.
No.
Even
It's
though
not
he went
Mickey
like 5 for
Moniak.
5 the other night.
Nope. Jacob Stallings
Oh.
hitting a paltry 147.
His batting average is Stallings.
Nay.
Boo.
That was bad.
Give us a good number.
There are no.
There are no
Rockies.
good numbers.
You can't win 7 games.
They won
and have
13 to
50
11 the other night.
Question 3. How many errors have the Rockies committed this season to date?
Ooh.
Josh had his hand up.
Approximately 3,742.
Very,
Or was that just the series
very-
against the Tigers?
very close, but
I
no.
will say 53.
You're overshooting the moon a little bit.
Okay.
27.
You're undershooting it.
42.
36.
36.
Through, I believe, 42 games at that point, or 41. They're on pace now for 127 errors in 162 games.
Yeah.
For reference, the most errors recorded last year were by the Marlins at 117. So they're on pace to record 10 more errors than the worst defensive team in baseball
And I
last
think
year.
they had at least 6 of those in the 3-game series against the Tigers.
Wouldn't shock
Watching
me.
them, that's the only time I got to watch them closely this year. Not
You didn't
got
watch-
to, but
You didn't watch the snow game?
no,
Oh, that was fun.
I was busy. But
Wow, I wasn't.
yeah, that defense is brutal.
Yeah, just the defense. The hitting is stellar. The
I-
pitching,
Look,
excellent.
nothing is good, but the defense is probably the worst trait of
Hmm.
that whole team, which is saying something when it's the worst trait of the worst team.
Let's talk about pitching.
Second
Always
worst trait.
a forever a Rocky strength.
6.38.
Nope.
So I'm sure that this will be a good stat for them.
Ooh, like
That was really bright lightning. Question 4. How many pitchers on the Rockies currently have a negative WAR?
Does this
all
include
of them.
bullpen?
It does.
8.
Wrong.
11.
Wrong.
That's thunder.
It is
That
Thunder.
you're hearing.
12.
Wrong. 10. And I believe 7 are starting pitchers that have had at least 3 innings
It's
pitched.
not good times.
It's not good. It's not good times. Not good times.
It's not good when you're only supposed to have 5 starting pitchers to begin with.
2 have been called up.
It looks like we're getting the same weather as St. Louis, as the managers just came out, showed the weather report. Well, no, and I'm saying you're getting the thunder in the background. It's not somebody heavy breathing into the mic. We have
Well,
thunder
we're
and,
also
heavy
doing
storms
that.
coming through.
We're also doing that. Last question, and then we'll wrap up for tonight. Who has the worst ERA on the Rockies? No, that's not him.
Freeland,
Nope.
I have no idea.
It
Dollander?
could be him.
Dollander.
No.
I'm out of Rockies.
Marquez
pitchers.
still on the team?
He might be, but
Marquez
it's not
still
him.
on?
Yeah, I'll say him.
Bradley Blaylock. Now I want
Yes,
you just
the famous Bradley Blaylock.
hear this out.
Is this among qualified pitchers?
no.
16 innings pitched,
That's not a qualified pitcher.
27
No, but
hits.
that's a legitimate bullpen.
Yep, 27 hits given up in 16 innings, 23 earned runs, 6 home runs given up, 6 walks, 8 Ks for a whopping 12.94 ERA.
Is that bad?
That's
Very
not
bad.
good.
It's very
okay.
bad.
So Bradley Blaylock, please sponsor the podcast because
You're going to be out of the league soon.
your
Bradley
time.
Blaylock, please hang on to your game checks and don't spend them on anything.
You should spend them on us because we mentioned you and no one else is. So that's trivia for this week, guys. Any last thoughts?
I hope things get better for Colorado. There are a lot of good people there, and they deserve better.
A lot of good people there.
Hey, I'll tell you what though.
They're a
They don't
division
see-
rival. I hope it doesn't.
And
I hope they continue
Hey.
to falter quite horribly and comically bad.
It can get better for them, and you can still beat them.
They got good city connects.
the fun thing about them is the fans don't seem to really care because
What fans?
they sell a lot of tickets in the stadium.
Well, they're not going to the games.
They are.
They're going to the games. Their
Yeah,
attendance
they're like
is really
top
good.
10.
Their
in
attendance is
attendance
like
this year.
3,000 a game.
No.
Wait,
No, they're like
You
top
just
10
said
attendance
you
this year.
watched 3 games against the
Yeah,
Tigers, and
on
that's it.
TV.
This is
What else are you watching them on hologram?
No, but they're going to the games.
So Ben Bad Stats is coming out right now.
No, I'm not saying bad
I'm telling you
stats.
that
I
they,
watched a lot of Rockies games this year.
They have sold more tickets
Sold.
than the Twins.
Sold.
Yeah.
I'm talking
And-
about butts in seats, man.
Well, here's the thing about the Colorado Rockies Stadium. There's a whole section of like the mezzanine that's just a bar, and that's where everyone is.
Well, that
They're
would be
not
where
in
you
the
need.
seats.
That'd be where you'd need to be.
They are up there just like having a good time. It's a club up there. Like they're just enjoying life.
You'd have to be there.
They're averaging 26,000 per home game.
BS.
They're averaging 26,000 per
Sold.
home game, which is
Sold.
right in the middle.
Sold.
It's a very large bar.
Aren't the Rockies one of the, if not the most isolated teams? It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like a 9-hour drive to the next closest.
Right, yeah, exactly.
team.
So if you're an Idaho resident and you're like, I'm a fan of fill in the blank
Seattle's
team.
closer.
Well, not all parts of Idaho, but if I'm in Wyoming or if I'm in Montana and I want
Seattle
to
is
go
closer
see
to
whatever
every part
team
of Idaho.
that I want to go and visit, I'll drive down to Colorado, buy some tickets, and watch whatever team I want to play, or just watch some baseball because that's my opportunity to do so.
Also, remember, baseball is a great social event to go drinking at, and the tickets are probably cheap.
You're
and
not-
you get $5 butts and seats, and people have a good time.
I'm
at the park.
not disagreeing.
But they draw.
I'm not
It's also
disagreeing.
a very nice ballpark.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one.
I haven't been there.
My point
I haven't
is
been there.
my point is they draw decently well.
They sell.
Yeah, Ben, bad stats. It's time to end the episode.
Well, that's it for episode 6. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Last thoughts on anything but the Rockies?
No.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, enjoy your weeks.
Play the game, love the game. I might have mixed up the order of that, but that's okay. Happy baseball, yay!